I just saw a story by Joe Warmington involving the Toronto police. Yesterday, I tweeted some pictures of a couple of Toronto cops. Can you grab my tweet from yesterday? So I believe in a multiracial, diverse police force. I believe that your police force should have basic standards of competence and physical fitness and intelligence and the right temperament, obviously. So I don't believe in lowering standards for everyone. But I think it's important that you have a police force that can interact with different parts of your community. If there's a large Chinese community, Indo-Canadian community, Jewish community, Muslim community, I think it makes a lot of sense to have someone that has sort of a connection. At the end of the day, they have to be loyal to the nonpartisan, ethnically neutral state. But I really like the idea that you can have a multiracial, multicultural police force. I think you need to. And I've seen what happens in cities that don't really have that. There's distrust and miscommunication can form. Now, following the neutral law and applying your policing powers neutrally is critically important. Let me say that. But that said, if someone is literally rooting for terrorism, I don't think there's a place for them in the police. How could there be? That would be like a police officer, let me take it out of the realm of ethnicity, if they kept hanging out at a Hells Angels bar and not as an undercover cop, if they were hanging out at the Hells Angels bar, if they were, if they kept going to mafia hangouts or whatever. That's maybe not a great example, but like if you were a cop who was expressing your affiliation with a criminal organization, like if you were really into the drug cartels, not as like a historical study, but as like an affiliation, maybe you shouldn't be a cop. So here's what I tweeted yesterday. I said, hey, Toronto police, sorry to interrupt, but could you please deploy some different police to protect my synagogue this weekend? Thanks, that would be great. Now, can you click on the individual images? So there's a cop, and you can see his name on his Instagram page, and he's looking like a cop, special constable, and then click the next image. Oh yeah, okay, may Allah, SWT, I don't know what that stands for, destroy the oppressors. May Allah destroy the oppressors. And there's a comparison of Hitler and Netanyahu. And then the next image, here's another cop with the Toronto police. And then next image, and then he's got some Palestine violent stuff that I'm not even going to try and decode. So yeah, back to my tweet. You know what? I like I say, I believe there should be police officers of different races and religions, but that does not include cops tweeting, may Allah destroy them being the Jews. So today, the police chief of Toronto said we're going to protect different places. And our friend Joe Warmington put some questions. Do you have Joe's article handy there? Yeah, right there. Toronto police prepared for potential terror, called for Friday the 13th. And I think Joe's actually got a newer story where he asks about those two cops I tweeted about. I don't know if you can find it quickly, but they basically, I'll just tell you right now, the police standards say they're going to look into it. And hopefully they will. So yeah, the next story, that's it right there. You can see one of the cops I tweeted. Warmington, Toronto, yeah, there we go. Toronto police investigating two of their own for alleged hate social media postings. And then Joe Warmington's the author, and there's one of the images. Toronto police have all eyes on any hate directed towards the Jewish community right now, but did not expect that would include people from within their own ranks. The police service has been forced to investigate two of its own officers for potential hate material spread on social media. Scroll down just a little bit more. We are aware of the posts and professional standards our investigating spokesperson Stephanie Sayer said Thursday. The alleged posts from two Toronto Police Service members are disturbing and another example of the vitriol stemming from the October 7th terror genocide. See, the Sun will call it a terror genocide. Good for them. that left more than 1,000 dead, many wounded, and more than 150 kidnapped. One is a Toronto Police Constable at 23 Division, and one is a Special Constable in the Community Safety Unit, who's employed by Toronto Community Housing. Toronto Police have the task and authority to investigate both. These two officers allegedly posted commentary, blah, 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 across the line at any time, let alone following the murderous slaughter at the hands of Hamas. Good for Joe for calling it like it is. And I'm not saying that those Twitter posts should be a crime. I believe in freedom of speech, even for intolerant speech. Now, by the way, in Canada, there are terrorism laws that if you support certain terrorist entities under certain definitions of support, that's a crime in itself. But as I said before, although I love the idea of ethnic cops, I really do. Because it's like seeing different ethnicities in the armed forces. They're joined in common cause for a patriotic purpose. I find it actually heartwarming to see people of different races and religions in the Army. I really do. I don't know how you feel about it. It makes me feel like it's a successful institution that is binding people together on a joint purpose and giving them a greater thing to believe in that we can all get behind, which is the country. So I love seeing different minorities in the Army. I love seeing different minorities in police, as long as they're not lowering standards. You know, you don't want someone who's, short or weak or super fat or whatever. There's a lot of fat cops out there, let's be honest. You don't want to reduce the standards. You want them to be temperamentally suitable. You're giving these people guns. But if their hobbies are tweeting in support of a prohibited terrorist group, Hamas, if their hobbies are saying, may Allah destroy the Jews or whatever that guy said, then Houston, we have a problem. Holy moly.
Hey folks, that was a clip from the daily live stream. I co-host it Monday to Thursday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Alberta team takes over on Friday. Please tune in. And by the way, we want to hear your 2 cents worth. If you're able to make a minimal $5 donation, we will read your chat on the air live. Thank you.
Justin Trudeau's new censorship law, Bill C-18, it's a shakedown and a desperate attempt to keep the mainstream media afloat. Many have already lost their ability to access our Facebook and Instagram pages. The blackout will soon affect every user in Canada. We've partnered with Private Internet Access, a VPN provider dedicated to safeguarding digital privacy. For just $2 a month, you can maintain your access to our content across all your devices at piavpn.com/rebelnews.